My name is Gabriel. I speak some languages. Today, I would like to try to answer the question, how hard is it to learn German? It took me about 4 years to reach a fluent level in German. I believe that currently I would be roughly at a C1 level. Because I've been neglecting German, perhaps I'm at a B2 level, but I'm still fluent. There are some elements that I found pretty tricky. On the other hand, there's also elements that are not that difficult. Now, I'm going to talk about learning German from the perspective of an English speaker, or also perhaps speakers of Romance languages. What are some elements that are easy in German? Pronunciation is not that difficult, because the way you read things is really the way that you pronounce them. If you speak English, there are enough words, there's enough vocabulary that you can actually learn somewhat quickly in German. There are a lot of words that are similar enough. However, the grammar is a little bit tricky. And that should not intimidate anyone. If you adopt really good strategies to learn these tricky parts of German, you should be good. So it really shouldn't intimidate anyone. But here we go. First thing that is a bit difficult in German, there are 3 genders: feminine, masculine, and neutral. And I believe it's really important to try to learn a noun along with its gender. So for example, this street is die Straße. Die is feminine. So it's nice if you are learning the nouns along with the gender. There are some rules that will determine whether a noun is masculine, feminine, or neutral, but there are many exceptions. So the best way to go about things is really to try to learn the nouns along with the gender. In English, it's great that we only have the. There's no feminine, masculine. You don't need to change the article in English. It's always the, and that's great. And in German, the articles will change depending on the case. To learn German, I personally did a lot of grammar exercises, but it took me a while to get a really good grasp of the cases and also how the articles would change according to the cases. What I suggest, and looking back, I wish I had done this, I think it's really important to try to use a lot of examples along with the different cases and the way the articles change according to them. If you do make good use of examples, that will enable you to learn all of this stuff in a smooth way and you won't stress. I'll give you guys an example just so that you know what I'm talking about. The man, der Mann. If he's the direct object, that's the accusative case. So then I would have to say den Mann. Ich sehe den Mann. I see the man. If I say something to the man, he becomes the indirect object. That's the dative case. So it becomes dem Mann. The article changes. There's also the genitive case, which is basically possession. So if I say the man's book, I can say das Buch des Mannes. Des Mannes is the genitive case for the man. I know this sounds pretty complicated, but if you use plenty of examples, you should be able to absorb these intricacies and learn how the cases and the articles work pretty well. And also, there is a lot of vocab in German that is very precise. There are some words that are very specific. So it's a pretty deep language, it's a pretty rich language, and in that regard, it takes a while to build a really good vocabulary in German. So these are some of the elements that are tricky for beginner learners of German. Like I said before, you should not discourage anyone. I personally believe that German is a pretty awesome language. I personally find it a very elegant language. There are plenty of awesome works of literature and philosophy that were originally written in German, and if you're considering learning it, I hope you do. Do not get intimidated by it. So that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video, and good luck learning German.